Hi, it's Amy again here in Costa Rica, and today I'd love to talk about small talk. And why is small talk important? Because I think being able to walk up to anybody and create a conversation and create connection is important in this world. Sometimes those connections are important the next day or 5 years down the road, but really understanding the world, meeting people, getting people's perspectives is pretty fun and important. All right, some tips for small talk are, so if you know where you're going, like if you're walking into a room with your friends of your parents and you know they're all from a certain place, you could think of some questions that you might ask them about that certain place or about what they are doing. So have some questions in your mind that pertain to those people. Of course, if you're just in an elevator and you want to make a connection, that's a different conversation. But if you're going somewhere, you know where you're going, you know who they are, have some questions before you walk in the door. Then make sure you are actively listening. Make sure you're not looking at your phone. Make sure you're really engaged. You walk in, you want to talk to people. Set aside this time in your brain that you're just going to talk to people. And they're going to ask you questions, and then you're going to ask them questions. Be interested in them. If they ask you questions that you feel a little uncomfortable with or you're not sure you know the answer, it's fine to slow the conversation down. You can paraphrase what they said. You can even pause and say, let me think about that for a second, and then go ahead and answer the question. But try to answer the question. In small talk, it's better if you actually engage in what you're talking about instead of being like, oh, I don't know, or I'm not really sure. No, if they ask you a question, really give it a thoughtful answer. And then the conversation will continue to go back and forth. So another idea that I have is think about the structure of your answers. So if they ask you a question, like every adult, I think, asks teenagers what is going to be next in your life, and maybe you can say, I'm not really sure, but right now I'm really having fun doing this. And then explain that. Give an explanation of why it's fun for you. And you can even say at the end, you know what, right now I'm having fun with this. It might turn into something, it might not. And then the conversation will continue going. But kind of think about how to structure your answer so you're not giving them this I don't know answer, or you're not giving them this long-winded answer that they're not really excited about listening to. And again, in small talk, I always think that people actually do like to talk about themselves. I know it's shocking. But so one good thing when they're talking about a topic that they like to talk about and they have finished their sentence, if you can't think of a follow-up question, just say, tell me more. Or, oh my gosh, that sounds really cool. Can you give me an example of that? And those are a way to keep the conversation going, and they don't even notice that you have just prompted them to give another chunk of who they are. And it helps them be a little bit more vulnerable. So try those out as well. So those are my tips for small talk, and actually I have a couple young ladies from our program that are going to show you how to engage in small talk. So check that out right after this. And on the Project Wonder, we have a list of 57 questions that you can just think about, you can use for small talk, put in your pocket, and be ready to get out there and make those connections. Thanks. So now we're going to see a real life situation of small talk. These two young ladies did not know each other before they got together today. So here we go.
Hey,
Hi.
I'm Hunter.
I'm Billy. Nice to meet you.
You too. Where are you from?
I'm from Canada, but I lived in Costa Rica.
Oh,
Now I just moved back to Canada.
fun.
Where are you from?
I'm from Costa Rica as well, but
Nice.
yeah, I was born in the U.S., so kind of similar. story.
Which state?
Colorado.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And what part of Canada are you from?
I was born in Alberta, but I live in BC.
Yeah, my dad's from Montreal.
Oh, cool.
All right, so just walking up to somebody and saying where you're from, even though somebody's on a phone, like getting in there and making those connections.
Have you ever lived anywhere else besides Costa Rica?
Yes, right now I'm living in Spain. I'm there for university.
Oh, how is that?
It's fun. Yeah, I love living there because I'm studying something that I love. And it's a change from Costa Rica.
How is it a change?
I can find differences with it culturally. I live in a city there, and life is a little bit more fast-paced than Costa Rica. So it's definitely a good change for my university life to learn how to get things done. Just experience something new, I guess.
Which one would you prefer to live in your future?
I want to say Costa Rica because I love it here and I love the beach. And this will always feel like home because I grew up here. But I would say that for the career I'm doing, there's not a lot of opportunities in Costa Rica, so definitely somewhere maybe in Europe.
I actually love watching this because Billy was actively engaged in the conversation and Hunter was having to express more of how she felt, like what was going to happen in the future. Billy got to know her quite a bit. Like, she knows she likes Costa Rica and the beach and that she loves it there, but her future job is going to be different. Hunter listened to the questions, paraphrased, how is that different living there versus living in Costa Rica? And they both made eye contact. Hunter sometimes looked away when she wasn't as comfortable, but then came back to eye contact. So those are all good things to work on when you're talking to somebody that you don't totally know or feel comfortable with. And next time you see them, you have topics that you can ask and connect with again. Thanks for watching. Go out there and practice your small talk because really it's pretty low stakes practice. Like, if somebody doesn't talk to you, that's okay too, but you tried. And have fun. Get to know some interesting people.